Hi, my name is Sarah Whaling, and I'm a certified life and relationship coach. I assist clients in changing their lives through addressing the subconscious mind to heal insecure attachment styles, heal from relationships with individuals with personality disorders, and everyday pain points. Addressing problems at the root, the subconscious mind, is how we truly change the brain. If you're interested in one on one coaching to get some extra or ongoing assistance with the topics that I discuss in these videos, please visit my website and get the ball rolling on the contact page. So, in this video today, we're going to be talking about how to get a dismissive avoidant to open up, particularly in the context of dating and romantic relationships, and also some tips on opening up if you are a dismissive avoidant. If you're new to attachment styles, the dismissive avoidant attachment style is the attachment style known for being slower to progress in the stages of dating, often shying away from vulnerability, at times maybe coming off to the outside world as kind of cold or emotionally cut off, and sometimes really having trouble considering deeper commitment romantically. If you are the partner of a dismissive avoidant, it first helps to have an understanding of why a dismissive avoidant has difficulty with this to begin with. One of the overarching emotional experiences for dismissive avoidance is feeling misunderstood. Imagine having a deep rooted sense that something bad will happen if you open up emotionally or give of yourself emotionally. Being truly an empathetic individual, and let's say you're dating someone and you care about the relationship, but it is assumed that you're just cold. While it is true that a dismissive avoidant is used to numbing as a coping strategy, and part of their work in healing is getting back in touch with being able to really tune into their emotions and really feel them, a lot of the time there are things that they don't share because, one, they were programmed, usually at a very young age when our initial programming really sticks, that vulnerability is unsafe. And two, they do not have proper modeling for emotional connection. They just simply don't know what it looks like sometimes. It's an unknown to them. They often had one emotionally unavailable caregiver that gave them this imprinting, or they had all of their caregivers display emotional unavailability. When you're a young child and attaching to your caregivers is a matter of survival subconsciously, you don't have a choice but to try to work with what you've got. Unfortunately, when a child attempts attaching to unhealthy caregivers, trauma can be suffered because of the outcome, either because of what happens or what does not happen, in this case, which is attunement. And it forms core wounds and unhealthy ideas of what love is, the world, and themselves. Unfortunately, when the dismissive avoidant child tried to connect with their caregivers, they were met with what felt like rejection, whether it was outright or whether the attunement was just so non existent that it felt that way. This is how the shame wound is formed for the dismissive avoidant. A child's mind will say, okay, I'm constantly not getting these emotional needs met. There must be something wrong with me and with having these emotional needs. Having this experience over and over again really hardwires the limiting belief that vulnerability and connection is unsafe and does not feel good. This is not something that a dismissive avoidant consciously chooses. This is a deeply embedded program in their subconscious and unconscious and really requires work to overcome. That being said, it absolutely can be healed. If a dismissive avoidant is willing to put in the work, they can become securely attached as well as any of the other insecure attachment styles. So, what can you do if you are the date or partner of a dismissive avoidant? Dismissive avoidants really respond to warmth, encouragement, kindness, and positive response. Imagine that something is out of your comfort zone, has been hardwired within you to be scary or anxiety inducing. You would want a safe space to put yourself out there. So, really being a safe space for this person and over time showing them that opening up to you can feel good be a positive thing, is what you want to do. And the second thing is patience and understanding. If you have a different attachment style, then it's very likely that you move faster than the dismissive avoidant. Realizing that in this specific arena, you might have a skill set and modeling for this that the dismissive avoidant was not afforded. A relationship is between two people. So, for instance, someone who is anxious preoccupied can't just run when a dismissive avoidant is walking. What you can do is take a look at what your pace is and theirs and find a healthy middle ground. Let's use text messaging as an example to illustrate how this can be done. Let's say that you're dating a dismissive avoidant and they text you once a day. Maybe your preference is texting someone throughout your day, maybe a handful of times. You can say something like, "Hey, I really love that we text regularly and would really love if we could touch base a little more, for instance, maybe at the beginning and end of our day rather than just once." This is asking for a little bit more than what is currently going on, and if a dismissive avoidant is willing to meet you in the middle and you see the needle moving, then that's a good sign. All of that being said, you want to make sure that you're not self abandoning. And if you truly don't feel like this is a relationship that can meet your needs, then it may not be the right relationship for you. It's good to make an internal decision on how much time you're willing to invest if you're not really seeing any progress before it's a situation that just does not feel good, and then stick with it. Now, if you are a dismissive avoidant, a good tip for opening up is first getting in touch with your emotions and making it a normal thing to really feel into them. Because true vulnerability is first knowing what is going on inside of us and then being able to share that with another individual. Doing so will also help with reprogramming the core wound, "I am misunderstood," because we will always feel misunderstood when we are not sharing our truth and just letting the world fill in the blanks for us. The dismissive avoidant attachment style is also the attachment style that really responds well to exposure reprogramming. What we want to do when something is not in our comfort zone is go for the low hanging fruit first. We don't want to turn around and tell someone our life story, for instance, and then later turn around and have a vulnerability hangover. Maybe pick one small, vulnerable thing and just share it with somebody that you have assessed to be a safe person for you to do so. And then later, you really want to feel about all the reasons why this turned out to be a good thing. For instance, it was strong of me to share XYZ. I really feel understood for sharing XYZ. I shared XYZ and I got a good response. The reason we want to really feel about it is because it takes emotion to reprogram the subconscious mind, plus repetition. The way that we got our programming to begin with was emotion and repetition. The emotional neglect a dismissive avoidant experiences as a child creates neural networks through neuroplasticity in the brain by feeling that their emotions were rejected by their caregiver again and again. So the good news is that through neuroplasticity, we can heal what we have been through, and we want to make reprogramming a regular routine if we are in the process of healing any kind of trauma. Well, I hope that this video was helpful for you if you are dating or the partner of a dismissive avoidant, or if you are a dismissive avoidant. Please like, share, and subscribe if you haven't to be sure to catch future content on all things attachment style and the subconscious mind. Thanks again.